Greetings to the esteemed members of the academic community and fellow students of Liverpool John Moores University. I am Pradesh Matthew, a scholar in the Master's Program for Machine Learning and AI at Liverpool John Moores University. This thesis stands as an embodiment of my journey into harnessing the power of machine learning to enhance the understanding and the recognition of diamond shapes. Throughout this journey, I had the privilege of being mentored by Ms. Kirti Girdhar. Ms. Girdhar's guidance, expert insights, and unwavering support were instrumental in elevating the quality and the depth of this research. Together, we sought to pave new avenues in the evolving landscape of machine learning applications and gemstone assessments. This thesis represents not just an academic requirement for my master's journey at Liverpool John Moores University, but also a testament to a shared vision of pushing the boundaries of what machine learning can achieve in the gemstone industry. I invite you to delve into the subsequent pages where we unravel our efforts to revolutionize diamond shape recognition, bridging traditional practices with cutting-edge AI techniques. May this work inspire further innovations in this industry. Diamonds, nature's epitome of elegance and splendor, hold an unrivaled stature in the world of gemstone, appetizing opulence and grandeur. These shimmering stones carry worth beyond their striking appearance. Their societal and historical significance amplifies their allure and marking them as globally coveted treasures. The shape of diamond plays an important role in determining its value in the gemstone market. This particular contour and facet arrangement directly affects the diamond's sparkle. Additionally, some shapes align more with current market trends and cultural inclination, often commanding higher prices. Thus, a diamond shape is linked to its aesthetic appeal, functional quality, and market desirability. In an industry that demands precision and reliability, the need for an automated recognition of diamond shapes has never been more pronounced. Automating this process promises an unparalleled standard of consistency, speed, and objectivity, driving forward the gemstone industry into a new era of technological sophistication. With the shape of diamond playing a paramount role, I'd like to discuss some challenges associated with traditional methods of diamond shape recognition. Firstly, these methods are time consuming. Imagine an expert sitting at a table, magnifying glass in hand, inspecting each diamond. This careful scrutiny can lead to a lengthy evaluation time, making it inefficient, especially when dealing with large quantities of diamonds. This brings me to the second challenge, subjectivity. Traditional diamond shape recognition relies on human judgment, and as we know, human perspectives can vary greatly. Without a standardized criteria, this can introduce inconsistencies in assessments. Two experts might view the same diamond and come to a slightly different conclusion about its shape and its value. The human element, while invaluable, also makes process error prone. Even the most seasoned experts can occasionally overlook minute details or misclassify a diamond shape. These oversights, while they might seem minor, can lead to significant inaccuracies in valuation. And as the diamond industry continues to grow, scalability becomes a glaring issue. Manual methods become increasingly inefficient as the volume of diamonds to be assessed rises. This isn't a process you can simply speed up without compromising on accuracy. Moreover, the expertise required introduces another bottleneck. Attaining proficiency in diamond shape recognition demands extensive training and experience. Relying on a limited pool of skilled personnel can delay evaluation, impacting the flow of traditional and market dynamics. Lastly, and perhaps most crucially, the potential mistakes in shape recognition can have a profound impact on value. Diamonds, as we all know, can fetch prices ranging from hundreds to millions of dollars. An error in the shape classification can alter its market value significantly. In conclusion, while the traditional methods of diamond shapes have served the industry for many years, these challenges highlight the need for innovation. As the demand for diamonds continues to soar, it's imperative that the industry adopts more accurate, consistent, and efficient methods of shape recognition. The shape and cut of diamonds play a pivotal role across several industries, from jewelry manufacturing to rigorous process of diamond grading and stringent quality control. Traditionally, recognizing these shapes has largely hinged upon expert analysis. While the expertise of these professionals is invaluable, it introduces a subjective element into the equation, making room for potential inconsistencies. But the implications run deeper. Beyond just subjectivity, these traditional methods are considerably time consuming. And here's the catch. The accuracy and efficiency of shape recognition doesn't just affect the classification of diamonds, but has direct ramifications on the value and overall quality of the final diamond product that reaches the market. In today's age of rapid advancements, it is crucial to ask, can we do better? The realm of deep learning, with its revolutionary algorithms, offers a beacon of hope. Techniques like convolutional neural networks and recurrent neural networks present potential solutions to enhance the accuracy, efficiency, and most importantly, the objectivity of diamond shape recognition. With the advent of deep learning algorithms and sophisticated algorithms, the potential for pinpointing accuracy in shape recognition increases significantly. Systems can be trained to recognize nuances and details that might be challenging even for a seasoned expert. Automated processes can evaluate diamonds in a fraction of the time it would take a human expert. This efficiency doesn't just translate to faster results, but also to cost savings in the long run. While expert analysis is invaluable, it is still susceptible to human error. Fatigue, oversight, or even external pressures can influence judgments. Automated systems can help mitigate these errors. In summary, while traditional expertise in diamond shape recognition will always hold its value, the integration of modern technology approach is imperative to address the challenges of today's global and rapidly evolving diamond industry. Now let's look at the figure on the slide. Here we see a spectrum of the most recognized diamond shapes. There's the round brilliant, capturing light and hearts with its impeccable symmetry. Then we have the edgy princess cut, a favorite of contemporary designs. The emerald shape showcases grandeur with its broad open facets, while the pear shape gracefully merges the round and the turquoise silhouette. But why does this matter? The shape of a diamond doesn't just dictate its external aesthetics. It deeply impacts its internal play of light, thereby determining its brilliance and value. When the consumer selects a diamond, they're not just choosing a shape, they're choosing a story of light, reflection, and personal aesthetic. Determining these shapes and their quality was an art mastered by human experts. Visual inspections by seasoned gemologists focused on the facets, the symmetry, and the proportions. The beauty of a diamond was discerned through magnifying loupe and an expert eye. But as in every field, technology has cast its influence net here too. Today, diamond inspections are complemented by technology aids. 3D scanning offers us detailed three-dimensional views of a diamond structure. Photometry captures the diamond's exact measures and appearance from every conceivable angle. But the winds of change just doesn't stop here. We are now witnessing an evolution in the diamond recognition. The shape of the diamond is now being influenced by the rise of machine learning, especially convolutional neural networks or CNN, as it is ushering in an era of automated diamond shape recognition. What was once a sole domain of human expertise is now being augmented by algorithms that can rapidly and accurately classify diamond shapes. While technology continues to revolutionize our understanding and interaction with diamond, the age-old demand for these diamonds remain eternal. As we stand at these fascinating intersection of art, science, and technology, let's appreciate the timeless beauty of diamonds and the ever-evolving ways in which we come to understand them. Now let's delve into the specialized world of gemology and the tools that make precise diamond identification and analysis possible. The gemnologists employ a unique arsenal to inspect gemstones. Starting with the loupe, this isn't your everyday magnifying glass. It offers an intimate view of gemstones, revealing details invisible to the naked eye. The polariscope is another fascinating tool. It sheds light, quite literally, on the optical nature of transcrystalline gemstones, giving insights into their internal characteristics. Ever wondered what the rainbow in a diamond? That's where the spectroscope comes into play, breaking down light to reveal a gem's spectral colors. The dichroscope has a very niche function, primarily helping gemologists discern the refractive properties of gemstones. Lastly, the mysterious glow of some diamonds give off under UV light isn't just a party trick, it's a valuable identification feature. Venturing into the realm of advanced imaging, techniques such as 3D scanning and photogrammetry aren't limited to Hollywood movies anymore. They're helping gemologists capture intricate details of diamonds, making identification even more accurate. And that is the present. Now, what about the future? It's digital. The field is pivoting towards automated methods with advanced in computer vision and machine learning, especially with methods like neural networks. We are on the cusp of creating algorithms that can identify and classify diamonds just from their images, a testament to where technology is taking to us. The blend of traditional expertise with modern technology is revolutionizing the way we understand, classify, and value gems. Now, we are diving deep into the fascinating realm of convolutional neural networks or CNNs and their potential impact on diamond shape recognition. Now, for those unfamiliar with convolutional neural networks, these neural networks are a type of deep learning architecture that excels in visual recognition tasks. Taking inspiration from human brains, visual processing systems, CNNs harness a multitude of layers to analyze visual data. As outlined by Wang, Q, and K in their 2023 research paper, the structure of CNNs is intricate yet systematic. To start, at the heart of CNNs are convolution layers. They handle feature extraction by applying learnable filters, also known as convolutional kernels. These filters scrutinize inputs, looking for patterns such as edges and textures. Following the convolution layers, we have pooling layers. These are essentially the neural network's way of simplifying or compressing information. The most common form, max pooling, selects a diamond feature from a region, enabling the model to focus on pivot details while reducing computational burden. Once a, once a network has extracted and condensed these features, we come to the fully connected layers. Acting as the brain of the operation, they carry out the high level reasoning. In simple terms, these layers use all processed information to make decisions. The goal is to fine tune the network using labeled data, adjusting it to minimize errors. The end game? Achieve remarkable image recognition capabilities. The final piece of the CNN puzzle is the classification function. For example, one of the commonly used classification function is softmax, and the classification function determines the class probabilities based on the processed data. Now, bringing it back to diamonds, just imagine training a CNN on thousands of diamond images. It learns, recognizes, and classifies different diamond shades based on intricate visual cues. Traditional architectures, from LeanNet in the 1990s to more recent ones like AlexNet, VGG, Google LeanNet, and ResNet, have already revolutionized the image recognition landscapes. The implications of diamond shape recognition are enormous. By embracing CNNs, we can transition from manual expertise to a system that offers both efficiency and unparalleled precision. Now, I'm going to introduce you to the incredible world of recurrent neural networks, or RNNs as they are popularly known. You may wonder why the hype around RNNs. Well, a traditional feed forward neural network takes an input, passes it forward. However, imagine a network that has loops, enabling it to remember its previous state. This is precisely what an RNN does. This concept was first introduced by Williams and Zipser back in 1989. Lee Kung, Bengio, and Hilton, in their 2015 study, emphasized how deep learning is revolutionizing computer vision. But what sets RNN apart from the deep learning pack is their exceptional talent for processing sequential data. In layman's terms, RNNs have an uncanny ability to recognize patterns that unfold over time or space. And that's not all. Their potential extends far and wide. In the medical domain, RNNs are making waves. 2019 study by Chang and his colleague presented an RNN method anchored in the short-term and long-term memory structure known as LSTM. This RNN adaptation has significantly trimmed down the costs associated with labeling cells. The result? Speeding up the real-world application of cell classification. Moreover, when these RNN models apply to building image datasets, the possibilities are vast. Now, while RNNs sound magical, they've had their fair share of challenges. And that's where the evolution comes in. LSTNs, for example, introduced by Hochreiter and Schmid-Duber in 1997, addressed a pesky issue in RNNs known as the vanishing gradient problem. The LSTNs are a marvel because they have the memory cell that remembers things for a longer duration. This unique feature enables them to capture patterns for long, from long ago. But the innovation didn't stop there. In 2014, Cho and his team introduced us to GRUs. Think of them as LSTN's younger sibling. They have a structure that's simpler, which makes them computationally less taxing, especially on smaller datasets. For our studies, given the advantage LSTNs bring to the table, we are leaning towards using them, especially in our endeavor in diamond shape recognition. RNNs are not just a topic of academic interest, they are a testament to how far we've come in the field of neural networks and deep learning. Their evolution from basic RNNs to LSTNs and GRUs and the expanding range of applications from medical and sector to gemology is nothing short of inspiring. Our dataset has images representing 8 distinct diamond shapes: cushion, round, oval, heart, turquoise, emerald, pear, and princess. Each shape exudes its own elegance and brilliance, and a model's task will be to identify these nuances. Each of these diamond shapes has its own dedicated folder, and within these folders, every image is tagged with a unique identifier to ensure no mix-ups. The image format is JPEG. The image is a snapshot of the diverse diamond shapes the dataset comprises. This visual will give you a glimpse of the variety and depth we are working with. One of the initial observations we made while examining our dataset was the presence of an imbalance in the distribution of images across different diamond shape classes. Specifically, we noticed that certain shapes such as cushion and round are overrepresented with a significantly larger number of samples, while on the other hand, other shapes, namely turquoise and heart, are underrepresented, having fewer images in comparison. Such imbalances in a dataset can have substantial impact on the performance of machine learning models. A model trained on the skewed data might become biased, performing exceptionally well on overrepresented classes while struggling to keep underrepresented shapes accurately. This is obvious, not ideal, especially when our goal is to achieve high accuracy across all dimensions. So how do we address this challenge? One effective solution we considered is the use of data augmentation techniques. By artificially enhancing the variety, the number of images for underrepresented classes, we can balance out the dataset. Data augmentation might involve techniques like rotating, flipping, or slightly distorting the original images, resulting in a more diverse and balanced dataset. This approach not only helps rectify the imbalance, but also equips a model with a better understanding of different diamond shapes, ensuring a more robust and accurate performance. Each image in our dataset, irrespective of the diamond shape it represents, comes in a uniform size of 300 by 300 pixels. If our images were of different sizes, we would have had to invest significant time and computational resource into resizing them. Not only does this resizing process introduce additional overhead, but it also poses the risk of degrading the quality of the images. With our uniform 300 by 300 pixel images, we sidestep these challenges. The model can seamlessly process these images in batches, streamlining the training process. It leads to faster convergence rates and ensures that our computational resources are efficiently utilized. The dataset consists of images showcasing various diamond shapes, each with a unique color composition. Different classes demonstrate distinct color preference, with some favoring brighter or darker colors, while others exhibit well-balanced color distributions. Notably, the majority of classes possess a standard deviation above 40, indicating a diverse range of colors or color patterns. This diversity in color proves advantageous when training a model to effectively recognize and differentiate between different diamond shapes based on their visual characteristics. Now, I'll walk you through the vital steps we've taken to ensure our data is primed for stellar results. When analyzing a data set, we noticed some classes of diamond shapes had more images than the others. A balanced data set is pivotal, so as it ensures a model doesn't develop a bias towards frequently represented classes. By addressing this imbalance, we're setting our model up to generalize well across all diamond shape, ensuring fairness and representation. All our diamond images maintain a consistent size of 300 by 300 pixel. This uniformity is a boon. It means we sidestep the complication of resizing images, which often can distort vital information. Next step that we took was pixel normalization. We normalized the pixels of each and every image by dividing it by 255. While this may seem like a minuscule step, it's monumental for a model. Bringing pixel value to a range of 0 to 1 ensures our deep learning model converges faster, setting the stage for efficient training. We also have the option of jazzing up a dataset using techniques like rotation, zoom, and flipping. Data augmentation introduces diversity. By representing the variations of the same image, we fortify our model to be more robust and versatile. It's imperative to gauge how well a model will perform in the real world. To do this, we split our dataset into separate chunks for training and evaluation. This ensures that our model has learned from the training data. It's then tested on completely unseen data, giving us an unbiased measure of its powerness. And then comes one hot encoding of labels. To the uninitiated, a one-hot encoding might seem like a tech jargon, but it's quite straightforward. It's a way of translating categorical data like diamond shapes into a format that's uh, acceptable to our model. This transformation simplifies how a model interprets predictions, ensuring clarity and precision. Remember the imbalance we talked about in the beginning? Apart from data augmentation, another tool at our disposal is oversampling. By creating synthetic samples for underrepresented classes, we again strive for balance. This ensures a model doesn't play favorites and performs uniformly across the board. In conclusion, these steps underscore our commitment to creating a great dataset. Now we'll discuss our model's architecture and some essential training techniques we've applied to ensure the model's accuracy and performance. Let's start with the architecture. Our model uses a Keras library with TensorFlow as its backend. Keras provides a simplified interface that makes model creation and configuration easier. The model is structured with several layers. It has a convolution layers activated by the ReLU function, which is widely used in deep learning to introduce nonlinearity. Next, we have max pooling layers that reduce the dimensions of a data, making the subsequent process more efficient. Further into the model, we have dense layers, followed by a dropout mechanism to help reduce overfitting by randomly ignoring certain neurons during training. The final output of a model uses a soft max activation function. This produces a probability distribution across all the classes for each image input. Now let's talk about hyperparameter tuning. Hyperparameters are set before training and determine the model structure and its process. We used the Keras tuners random search to find the best hyperparameter combinations for our model. We adjusted the number of filters in a convolution layer and the number of neurons in the dense layer within given ranges. In addition to hyperparameter tuning, we also included early stopping mechanism. This helps prevent overfitting, which occurs when a model performs very well on training but not on unseen data. This mechanism monitors the validation loss during training. If the model stops improving over a set number of training rounds, the training stops and the model reverts to its best performing state. In By using a well-designed architecture, carefully tuning hyperparameters and guarding against overfitting, our aim was to achieve the best performance for our model. For RNNs, at its core, our method revolves around using LSTM models, a special type of recurrent neural network. What's fascinating here is how we process sequential data extracted from flattened images. Our goal is to discern diamond shapes by deeply understanding the spatial relationship between pixels and spotting the distinguishing patterns. As many of you might know, RNNs excel with sequential data. Our images initially exist as three-dimensional arrays, vividly capturing 300 by 300 pixels in RGB channels. The challenge here was reshaping these images. Through a transformation process, each image is streamlined into a 1D array primed for RNN ingestion. For the architecture, the backbone of our solution is a sequential model. This setup enables us to efficiently stack layers. The main layer, or the main hero in our process, is the LSTM layer, which houses about 128 units. With With the ReLU activation function at its disposal, it masterfully captures long-term data dependencies. Following LSTM, we introduced a dense layer that corresponds to the number of diamond-shaped classes we have. The softmax activation function in this layer ensures our outputs are neatly transformed into class probabilities. Even after all this, optimization is the key. we employed the Keras tuner random search to pinpoint the best hyperparameters for our LSTM models. Two hyperparameters that we want to highlight in here was first the LSTM units, which defines LSTM layer's capacity with values ranging from 30 to 28. The second, the dense unit, dictating the capacity of a dense layer spanning from 128 to 512. The idea over here is to explore various combinations, ultimately aiming for the architecture that guarantees peak validation accuracy. What we did over here was to combine advanced preprocessing techniques with the state-of-the-art RNN architecture, all in the pursuit of perfecting diamond shape classification. Now, we are diving deep into the architecture of a best model for the CNN architecture. Starting off, we have a convolution layer with 96 filters. Each filter is of size 3 by 3, and we employ the ReLU or rectified linear unit activation function. This layer helps in capturing spatial and textural details from our input. This is followed by a max pooling layer with a pooling size of 2 by 2. Max pooling helps us in reducing the spatial dimensions while retaining significant information. Next, we have another convolution or Con2D layer, this time with 160 filters, and again each filter being of size 3 by 3 with a ReLU activation function. After which we have our second max pooling layer of the same pooling size 2 by 2. Proceeding further, our third convolution layer employs 128 filters of size 3 by 3 coupled with ReLU activation function. Post that, we have a third and final max pooling layer with a size of 2 by 2. To prepare our data for the fully connected layers, we flatten our feature map, converting the 3D output into a 1D vector. We then feed this to a dense layer, a fully connected layer with 448 neurons. Here again, we use the ReLU activation function to avoid the menace of overfitting and making our model generalized. We include a dropout layer with a dropout rate of 0.5. This means during training, randomly 50% of the neurons in the previous layer will be turned off, preventing them from co-adapting. Finally, our output layer, another dense layer, has 8 neurons, each representing a class. Here we utilize the softmax activation function to convert a network's output into probability scores for each class. The entire architecture comprises a whopping 6.9 million parameters. Every single one of them is trainable. And this model, with its vast number of parameters, has performed very well on our validation set. It secured a loss of 0.0121 and an accuracy that's almost perfect, standing at 99.9%. For the model evaluation, what we used was the confusion matrix and the classification report. The confusion matrix is a table that is often used to describe the performance of a classification model on a set of test data for which the true values are known. Each row of the matrix represents the instance in a predicted class, while each column represents the instance in an actual class. As you could see from the table over here about the confusion matrix, it shows that the model has performed very well on the test data. It achieved high accuracy for most of the classes as indicated by the large numbers on the diagonal. Only a few misclassifications are present, and overall the model seems to be present in predicting the diamond shapes. The classification report generally provides a detailed evaluation of the multi-class classification model's performance on the test set. It represents several factors for each class as well as overall metrics for the entire dataset. The classification report shown here shows that the model achieved outstanding performance on the test set, correctly classifying all instances for each class and achieving perfect precision, recall, and F1 score. This indicates that the model is highly accurate and effective in predicting the diamond shapes. Now I'll be presenting an in-depth analysis of our RNN model, where we delve into its architecture, evaluate its performance, and understand the challenges faced. Let's begin with a broad overview of our RNN model. The architecture primarily comprises of LSTM, dense, and dropout layers. Although it has a moderate number of parameters, the model's performance on the validation set and test set stands at approximately 13.7 and 13.2%. Going deeper into the architecture, our model is sequentially structured. The first layer is an LSTM layer with 64 units, designed to handle input shapes, typically in the structure of batch size, sequential length, and input features. We also utilize some dense layers with 256 neurons and another with 8 neurons, incorporating soft max activation for our output. A dropout layer at a rate of 0.5 is also included to prevent overfitting. In terms of parameters, a model has a total of 150,536 trainable parameters. There are no non-trainable parameters, ensuring that every aspect of a model learns and adapts during the training phase. Now let's move on to the evaluation of our RNN model. Our confusion matrix analysis points towards a significant class imbalance. There's a bias, particularly towards predicting the overclass. This has resulted in a majority of incorrect predictions across classes. As you can see from this image of the confusion matrix, you can observe that most predictions veers towards the overclass, resulting in high misclassification rates for other diamond shapes. The classification report further reiterates the model's problems and challenges. Across the class, the precision, recall, FN scores are considerably low. This data emphasizes that our current model struggles to differentiate between the various diamond shapes effectively. To visualize this, if you look at the classification report table, you can see that the weighted average FN score is just around 3%. This underscores the need for model optimization and possibly addressing the class imbalance issue. In this slide, I like to present our findings from the deep learning study focused on diamond shape analysis. Our primary aim was to dissect and understand the capabilities of two powerhouse models, the convolution neural network or CNN and the recurrent neural network known as RNN. So let's start with the CNN model. We utilized a structure interlaced with convolution, max pooling, and dense layers. The results were, in a word, remarkable. With an extensive trainable parameter base, nearly 17 million to be precise, the CNN model exhibited an uncanny ability to understand intricate patterns on a dataset. Here's a number that stands out. Our validation accuracy was an outstanding 0.999%. Couple this with a minuscule loss value, and you have a model that nearly perfected its task. Our subsequent in-depth analysis further underscored the CNN's power. It could almost flawlessly discern and classify the variety of diamond shapes presented. Now transitioning to the RNN model. Based on LSTM architecture, which is traditionally favorable for time series analysis, our expectations were very high. However, the results painted a different picture. The model's validation and test accuracies hovered around 13% mark. More alarmingly, our model exhibited a strong bias, predominantly classifying most diamonds as the oval shape. This skewness underscores potential issues we need to delve into, be it hyperparameter adjustment, class imbalance, or very way our data is represented. So what can we take from this comparative study? Our task intricately tied to image analysis, especially when you're talking about the nuanced shapes of diamonds, CNNs emerge as the clear frontrunners. Their inherent strength in deducing spatial hierarchies make them invaluable in such tasks. The performance of our RNN model serves as a reminder. While it's easy to get entangled in the glamour of advanced architectures, it's critical to ensure they align with the task at hand. Their potential, or rather the RNN's potential in other domains remain undisputed. But here in diamond shape classification, further refinement is needed. Peeking into the future, our ambition. As we arrive at a concluding slide, I want to invite you on a journey into the future of gemology driven by the power of deep learning. While we delved into CNNs and RNNs during our research, the vast universe of deep learning techniques is still largely uncharted. We have architectures like transformers, known for their groundbreaking results in natural language processing. We have capsule networks that hold promise in handling spatial hierarchies in data, and autoencoders, masters of data compression and generation. The potential here is immense, and the question remains, could any of these be the next thing in gem shape analysis? Moving beyond the shape of diamonds, imagine the vast array of gemstones that grace our earth, from the fiery rubies to the calming depths of sapphire and emeralds. There's an ocean of shapes and colors awaiting exploration. Each gemstone, with its unique properties and challenges, offers a new frontier for our models to learn, understand, and classify. Moreover, let's consider color, the heart and the soul of any gem. The success we've seen with CNNs and classifying diamond shapes prompts us to dream bigger. What if we could develop an automated system powered by deep learning to identify and grade the color of any gem with precision that matches or even surpasses human expertise? While today's discussion marks the end of our presentation, it's truly just the beginning for the limitless opportunities that lie at the intersection of gemology and deep learning. As we go ahead, let's remember that brilliance of gems not lies in its luster, but also in the patterns and colors that lie beneath it, waiting to be deciphered by the next wave of technology and marvels. Thank you for joining us on this journey. The future is as brilliant as a diamond sparkle, and we are excited to explore it with all of you.